back, y'all.
Don't miss your chance to laugh with Big Mama. You know I got something to say, and it's gonna make you laugh and think. 'Cause see, life, it's like gumbo, messy, spicy. But baby, if you stir it right, whoo, it's good for the soul.
Big Mama stay dropping gem, but this season, we're turning the whole court upside down.
We've got guests, games, real talk, sports mom style.
Season 4, it's live, it's us, and baby, we just getting started.
Season 4, oh, it's bold, it's real, and trust me, we're taking it there.
Season 4, it's live, it's us, and
We got something to say!
We talk some sports?
yes.
Let's do it! All right, switching gears. Back to school also means back to sports. And for parents and athletes, this means sacrifices, lessons learned, and memorable triumph. So a group of sports moms started the show, Can We Talk Sports?, to have honest conversations, humor, and share their journey on raising young athletes. And you bring all of your different experiences to the forefront. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the conversations that you have?
We talk about the do's and the don'ts when it comes to referees. That was our favorite topic.
Oh, yes, I bet that is.
That one was a good one. We've had some refs
parents, honestly, often they're the ones that are misbehaving the most.
They see that they're relatable stories that they was like, oh, okay, I experienced that too.
So what do you think actually is some of the biggest challenges that parents of sports, of athletes are facing?
Balance. Set some boundaries and enjoy the journey.
So to have that community is so important. Now, Sonia, people know you as Big Mama. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hey,
Everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Can We Talk Sports? Yes, we can. And my name is Karen. I am a Stage 1 in Action coach, which helps young entrepreneurs start their own business with resources and support. I am a Vice State Director for Black Wall Street, and I am one of the co-hosts of here on Can We Talk Sports. And I love my community. I love the community of DeSoto, Texas. It's all about building where you sit. And that's why I promote my community. So I'm here with my other beautiful ladies.
This your girl, Shannon. Mom, author, music producer. I don't know. I guess you wear a lot of hats. Graphic designer, but most of all, a follower of Christ. I am like so in love with that amazing man. I tell you what, he has kept all four of us mothers on here sane, right? As a sports mom, there's some days you was like, I'm about to walk up on that court, slide everybody down the street and come back. But the Lord said, no. So anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But.
Well, I'm Carmen DeLonga, aka Mama D. I am a sports mom, although all of my kids are grown now, but I still follow the sport. I still love sports. I go through withdrawals. I'm so happy football season is back, even though my Cowboys, I don't know. But I'm back. All I can say is Michael Parsons? Like what? Michael, what? But anyway, yeah, I'm like Shannon. I love the Lord. I'm telling you, he carried us when all of my kids were playing sports. I had three going three different directions. I was juggling kids. Every once in a while, I dropped one. But he is always faithful. He always picked us up and kept us going. And I'm also a published author. A sports mom's book. Yay, so proud of that. So we hit Number 2 on the bestseller list, Karen.
Wow, congratulations.
Yes.
Yes,
Wonderful.
on
Congratulations,
Amazon.
ladies.
Yes.
Well, hey, y'all, I'm Big Mama. Everybody giving out their government name. Baby, Big Mama can't tell you who she really is. Mm-mm, she will never. But this lady's gonna make me pull out my CV. But Big Mama is who she is. Big Mama, I'm here to comfort you and correct you at the same time. I'm here just give you, as my Big Mama say, just to make you have a little thinking sense. We're gonna talk about it. What are you doing out there? Who are you representing? You have to make sure whether you're at the bus stop or on the field, you are representing your most authentic self at all times. I heard Karen say something about her city. Yeah, I used to be in DeSoto. My son is a graduate of DeSoto High, but I'm over here in Cedar Hill, and I think I'm just gonna bloom where I've been planted. Go Longhorns.
I hear you.
No, all right, the battle of belt lines. Don't start nothing too early.
Yes, indeed.
You guys, I am so excited about the show tonight. You know, we've been hearing all year, or probably the last couple of years, we've been hearing about this NIL. And so I'm so glad to have Chris Baul on the show. Did I say his name right? Baul?
Ball. Mhm.
Yeah, on the show from an athlete perspective to share about NIL. It's going to be a phenomenal show. I just don't know what I would have done had NIL been involved back when my kids were in school.
Right?
Oh, we would
I
have
mean,
done
did you ever
it. We
thought
would have
about it?
researched it. We would have had it. It just wasn't
I
our
don't
time.
know.
But
It's a
however
lot.
it progresses, we progress. So we probably we would have made it happen because it's a partnership for the family. You know, your kid is out there hustling, doing their thing, and it can pay off just not for the big stars, but every kid that put the grind in. So,
Yeah.
so it wasn't there for us then. We would have been because I'm grateful that we didn't have social media when I was in college.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
Lord.
Yeah.
I'm even more so thankful that my mama said that I couldn't go to Atlanta because I was going. Yeah, I could have very well. No. I know me. I would have been the documentary. So, as time progresses, things come along for the next generation. And now here's NIL. So we want them to grasp it. I have a 10-year-old volleyball player. Well, we're gonna see what it make it do what it do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all know back in the day, if we would have had social media, all of us would have had some iron whips all up and down our backs. Mama and grandma
Yeah.
would have
Oh.
been lighting us
Oh.
up.
Yes.
Right.
Back in
Yep.
what?
Yep.
Listen, all the neighbor has to say is, your granddaughter was down the street. That's all.
Right.
That's
With
all
them
the
hoochie
neighbor
mama
had to
shorts
say.
on.
That
Mhm.
was it.
No,
Grandma
with them
was
fast girls.
With them fast girls, with that short skirt she didn't have on when she left the house.
right. That's
I
all
remember
they had
at
to say.
12, I got a whipping for singing Juicy. David, just think if I had a camera and
Say,
shake it fast. Watch yourself. Oh my goodness. I would have been in my dad would have been.
And you had to
My
be
song
home
was
before the
Skin
street
Tight.
light on.
Do 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 do
No,
do
no,
do.
no,
Skin
Mama D.
Tight.
My skin tight.
Listen, you had to be home before the street lights come on. You better be on grandma's porch. By the time that light
Them
flickers,
lights.
she don't even care if you next door at the other people. No, you better be sitting on that porch because that switch, forget a belt.
Yeah.
What? You remember them switches? Y'all remember them switches? Okay,
And
we're
you had
not
to get your
promoting
own.
child abuse. But listen, y'all know them switches that grandma used to say, go get me a switch. I used to try to find the little tiniest. I used to try to find one about that big, but grandma always had one behind her door.
Always had something waiting
She said, I
on
knew
you.
you was gonna go get that little, you know how you just get the little old branch?
Yes.
Yeah.
They hurt the worst, them little
Yeah, them
skinny
little
ones.
branches don't break. Mm.
Switches.
But
What is a switch? I know more about extension cords.
No, we did
I'm ready to
switches.
tell my story.
Not the
but look how
extension
it kept
cord.
us out of trouble though.
That is it. Never
Yeah.
had
Look
to
how it
come
kept
get me out of jail. Never had to come. Nah, baby. Yes,
Nope.
indeed.
no.
Yeah. So there's some good and there's some bad
But
to
we've
it.
come a long ways. This is a whole different generation. They
It
driving
is.
Lambos at 19 and 18. A lamb. Look, what? You didn't even have lamb meat. You better have a pork chop, and you talking about a
A
Lambo. What?
lamb.
We didn't even
And
get
then you saying with these NIL deals? Oh yeah,
yes.
they making mad cash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Christian can tell us when we get into him. Tell us about the that financial piece of it. Those taxes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why
Mhm.
yeah.
He's gonna.
Mhm.
That's why it's gonna be a great show. So let's go ahead and let Big Mama
Yes.
do her part, and then so we can bring the guests on because this is gonna be a very good show for our parents.
Absolutely.
Baby, let me tell you. God, no. If I told him once, I done told him twice. Hey, ladies, this is Big Mama. Hello to all our student athletes out there tonight. I don't have a lot, but I got a little bit that should make a big impact to you. I don't know who watched the Eagles play on Sunday, but it was looking real, real bad, right? Right? Yeah, we were looking at the
I
Eagles,
did.
and my uncle walked in the room. It was third quarter. He said, "Oh, they'll come back," and he walked out. That's how sure that he was about the Eagles. But at the end of the day, the Eagles pulled it off, came out on top. So you have to get to a point that when you're in the game, doesn't matter how you start, it's how you end. But you have to have that tenacity of how bad do you want it.
Ooh.
Because if you want it bad enough, you're going to get your head in a mental space where you can do things that you didn't even think that you could do. I looked at, we were just all watching the game and we're like, uh oh, and it just
Uh-oh.
kept because they were hungry. They were going to do it. So whenever there is an obstacle or something put in your path, if you want it bad enough, you have to see it before you see it. So if you can see yourself being a winner, then that's just who you are. And now, Big Mama ain't gonna be Big Mama if I don't talk about them Cowboys. Baby, Jerry had the nerve to say the man asked Jerry, do you think that this is a playoff team? Baby, Jerry never missed a beat. I sure do. I believe that this is a caliber playoff team. Jerry, in what world? Are you delusional? What's going on with you? But listen, don't y'all try to cancel me like you did Jimmy. But I might not have no Hulu connections, but we all know that Jerry is living in another land and taking some different medication. Because nobody in their right mind come back and say what he said. But shout out to all of those student athletes that get up every morning, making it happen, going to practice, practicing on your own, not just in front of your coach, but that you want it bad enough that you're going to take that and do it. But remember, how bad do you want it? That's all Big Mama got for y'all tonight.
That's good stuff, Big Mama.
Okay,
That's
Big
real
Mama.
good. How bad you want it? How bad do you want it? Okay, you
Get some
guys, so we're
Cowboys
going to
on
move
it that
into
bad.
our next segment. We're bringing on a young man that has so much knowledge. I'm so excited to pick his brain. His name is Chris Baul, and he is, his company is Halftime Hustle. Okay, so Google it, Halftime Hustle. He's going to talk about the NIL, which is just like a foreign language to me. He's going to talk about the partnership and broadcast deals that are out there, and also content marketing, how to market yourself. So we're really excited to have Chris on the show. So, Chris, you ready to join us?
Here we go.
If you play D2, D3, or NAI football, do not sign to an NIL agency. The truth is, you don't need one. And honestly, most of them are just middlemen eating off your plate. I played NAI football, not at a big school. I didn't have no crazy stats, and I was a sophomore receiver. And I landed 10 plus paid brand deals just alone. I got paid by brands like OnCloud, Arm & Hammer, and Feet Clothing with like no agency and no agent. And now at Halftime Hustle, I help other athletes do the same, like my guy Solo. When Solomon started with us, he had like 5K followers and he was barely posting. And he told me that he just didn't have the ideas and he was a little self-conscious about what he posted. And after a month and a half, he got his first NIL deal and went up to 10K followers. And that's without giving up to 20 to 40% for an agency that will never work hard for you. So if you're an athlete trying to get NIL deals the smart way, just drop a comment and I got you.
Wow.
Welcome to the show, Chris.
Wow.
How you doing?
Oh, good.
Start out by telling us who you are and what you're doing.
And how you got started.
Yeah, well, actually, let's go all the way back to how I got started. I started off going to Plano West as a high school junior, and this is around the time 2020, 2021, and social media started kicking up. That's when TikTok was still fresh and social media was as small as it's going to get. So I started posting up content on there during the pandemic when everyone had to stay indoors and stay inside. So I had that identity as a football player still in high school, but then I was also posting content, which ended up giving me a really good following. I think I grew my TikTok account to 50,000 or close to 69,000 when I was playing football as a high schooler and just making content about life as a high schooler, training videos that kids my age found funny. And that really helped my personal brand a lot starting off from that point. And throughout my high school years, being transparent, I didn't get the most playing time. I didn't get the most opportunities I could get, whether politics were involved or not. That's just what it was. So it was unfortunate not to see the field most of my senior season until my very final game on senior night against my rivalry school. I didn't know I was going to play that night. I decided to record a video about it I thought this was my last time putting on the pads and playing. I didn't think I would play at the next level. So I decided, why not film that experience? I ended up filming that experience, and believe it or not, coach finally put me in and I played a really good game, a game to where we ended up winning. And the principal to a 6A school in Texas, a school with over 5,000 students, came up to me after the game in front of my family and friends and said, "Where were you this whole season? You played really good tonight. Congrats." Like,
wow.
The fact that you were able to handle and overcome that adversity, it shows a lot about your character. So just starting off there, I'm coming from an underdog background, never really was put on a platform like that. So that personal brand helped me a lot when it came to college recruiting. Kudos to my dad, who was a parent manager, I'm sure, as you guys know. So he helped me reach out to coaches, maintain those relationships, and really just sell me the best way he could. And what helped a lot throughout that process was my YouTube video that I made for my senior night, explaining that story that I just explained. And coaches really saw the character I had as a person, to where they looked past how many opportunities I got, because I really displayed who I was and the type of athlete and mindset I'm bringing to their program. So I was given, I believe, opportunities that I might have not been 100% qualified for or evaluated to be qualified for, given that I only played one game. But my personal brand, sharing my story, helped out a lot. And that's what really got me set up for college. I remember there was a coach when my dad took me to a visit in Oklahoma Baptist, Langston University, or no, not Oklahoma, Langston University. I'm sure you guys are familiar earlier.
Yeah.
I talked to Coach, and Coach Griffin, he's talking to the very 6 players that were there, and he goes, if y'all take anything out of college sports, just know, use the field to get to where you want to go. Don't let the field use you. And that's such a important thing to kids nowadays, because a lot of people, if you're not going D1 and you don't have this clear path to the NFL, then a lot of people let the sport suck them up in their identity and things along that nature, and let the field use them. That's why when guys reach the end of the career, they're not totally prepared to use their degree to the fullest. They're not totally prepared to get job opportunities past their sport. So that's what he meant by the field using athletes. So I had that mindset going into my new university when I committed to Ottawa, Kansas. I committed to Ottawa, Kansas as a freshman. I ended up posting a TikTok that was about my visit when I got there. So I made Ottawa, Kansas a small NAI school. It looked like I had a private driver pick me up, but really it was just the airport enterprise renter showing us our vehicle to drive to campus ourselves. So I just I unintentionally made it look really, really professional, really well put together, to where that video ended up getting 11K likes, 100.
Wow.
So people were like, oh man, congrats. Like, this is an awesome lifestyle to have, and this and that. So it inspired me, because I had kids hitting me up like, hey, how do you play college sports? Or, hey, how do you do that? Inspired me a lot to honestly creating content coming into that freshman year. And I will also say this, because I know maybe a player or a parent watching this will find it helpful for them or their child. I did get a lot of attention from that video, being at a smaller school. So it's almost like the whole team, volleyball, soccer, sports, admin, they all knew me from that video that blew up before even knowing me and meeting me as an individual. So you can only imagine being a young freshman going into college, the attention and the overwhelming feeling that is. People wanting to be friends with you, people wanting to talk to you, or, oh, he's attractive, this, that, to where it's a lot of distractions. And that's something that a lot of athletes aren't prepared to handle these days, given the things that want us to get off our clear direction of path to success. So I feel like I handled that part really well, given the college hype. That's what content brings to a lot of these athletes. So you can get lost in the sauce, kind of like how you guys were saying, not pay your taxes. You can get lost of all the money you're making. You can get lost of all the distractions that come with it, socialism, and etc. So at that time, I ended up playing at NAI Ottawa, Kansas. I became really cool with the coach. The cheer team wanted to use me for some videos because I was known as a social media guy on campus. And that opened up many doors for me. It helped me kind of assert my dominance as far as being able to freely create content around campus without people feeling like, okay, no, we don't allow that here, where you can't express yourself as a player. Because ultimately, when you go to smaller schools like that, they're not looking for your best interests as much as you think they are. And it's not anything that they have bad intentions, but it's more so that that's just what it is. So when I got to making content, it helped me a lot grow my personal brand, but also helped me a lot learn how to market and learn how to get a audience to be interested into what I have to say or what I have to show. And those skills were already slowly peeking their way through, which helped me get to where I am today. Fast forwarding a little bit, it's now my sophomore year, and I'm at that point to where I'm no longer a redshirt, but we're slowly easing our way into the season. Our coach had a really good recruiting class, so we ended up having this really good receiver that was starting in front of me. And unfortunately, he saw the field way more than I did. I was prepared to play that year as a starting receiver because a lot of guys had transferred. There was like 4 seniors ahead of me, and now I'm the closest to behind one senior. So that ended up not working out, unfortunately. So I ended up learning how to just do a lot of things behind the scenes, aside being a college athlete. I started to notice kind of how things were being ran as far as players getting their presence out there and players wanting to transfer, because that was my ultimate goal. I wanted to transfer out and play D1 eventually one day. So that gave me a lot of time to really think what my purpose was with sports. Am I still living up to that quote Coach Griffin said about letting the field use you, or you using the field? And around that time, that's kind of when I looked into getting brand deals as an athlete. I was like, what stops me from hitting up a brand, seeing if I can create a video for them in exchange of product, not even for money, because this was around the time when we would see Shador Sanders, all these big D1 guys who are getting crazy amounts of NIL money just for being a good athlete. I'm a good athlete, but also a good content creator. What if I put 2 and 2 together and leverage that and now offer that to brands? Because not every guy gets to be Travis Hunter. Not every guy gets to be the Shador Sanders. So this is now coming from a point, how can I help overlooked athletes get that same opportunity? How can I help myself? So this one weekend, one of my teammates, hey, Chris, we're going to be at the field. We're in the off season now in my second semester of sophomore year. Hey, Chris, we're about to be at the field tomorrow around 8 a.m. Are you able to go? I remember that moment. That was a very kind of shifting moment, because I ended up telling him like, oh no, like, sorry about that. I'm doing a lot of brand outreach tomorrow at that time. So I ended up skipping the field to spend my whole morning emailing and pitching brands. And I think I got up to about 100 or so, maybe a little less, maybe 80. I reached out to 80 brands, let's say 80. And 2 days later, 3 days later, none got back to me, but 4.
Wow.
3 of those were a no. 1 of those were a yes. We'd be happy to send you some product and get you started on whatever videos you're trying to make. And we just appreciate any love on social media you can share. So now from my point of view, I'm like, wow, this is kind of working out. Like I told myself, hey, reach out to brands, offer this. And this is before the whole influencer thing of getting products into you was a thing. So I thought that was really cool. It was a $500 gift card from Feet Clothing. And in my mind, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money just to spend on some clothes. So of course I bought a lot of clothes. That was really cool. I remember when I'd be out on campus and I'd be filming myself wearing those clothes. I had some coaches, or not coaches, GAs that are no longer there. They would look at me along with some other teammates and kind of laugh as if what I'm doing is making me look like a fool. And I remember just having my one teammate, my one friend, he was there and he was like, wow, they don't even know like you're getting this opportunity. They think you're just doing this, doing that. And I just remember having that thought in my mind, like, that's why you can't be conscious about what people judge you for and what people would think.
What people think.
If I would have let those little laughs or those little giggles from far away, like, oh, what is this man doing, filming himself or this, that, then I wouldn't have built the things I built today. So after that brand deal with Feet Clothing, that was my first free brand deal ever. Now I finally have something under my portfolio as an athlete. So I'm still going to weights. I'm still training, except now in my downtime, instead of chilling, playing games with my teammates or doing other things, I'm now building a little empire of partnerships. So I used that one video I made for Feet Clothing and I sent it to other brands. Other brands like that video to where now they're offering to pay me. They're like, oh, okay, we like this content. Yeah. Do this for us. Like we'll pay you. And when that ball started getting rolling, my biggest deal was Arm & Hammer toothpaste.
Yeah.
They paid me around $300. They paid me $300 for one video that was 15 seconds and I didn't have to post it myself. So at this point, a lot of athletes are worried about, oh, like, what if I don't get views or what if I don't have a lot of followers? You need 0 followers to get started with NIL and partnerships. A lot of these brands, they're interested in showing organic videos of people using their product or service on their page. They're not worried about you more so posting on your page because to an extent, your followers might not meet their consumers. So,
right.
That's when I was like, okay, wow, this is a pretty cool opportunity. Then out of nowhere, as soon as spring started coming, I was really evaluating where I was at with my sport personally. I kind of felt like I lost the passion for football. I wasn't the biggest football fan. I watch NFL games now and then, but I enjoyed playing. I enjoyed playing for my parents, but it ultimately became to a decision towards like, is this something I want to do with my college years? So when all this started picking up, I was like, I'm interested in pouring all my time I put on the field into this because I see something bigger growing in this pot. So around spring, I decided to mentally kind of quit up here playing sports and now just focus on this business stuff. And that was a really big decision for me at the time. Really walking away from something I've been doing for 9 years and starting this. When I finally got home that summer, after knowing in the back of my mind I was done with football, that's when the brand deals started going in, running in. I got a partnership with Microsoft. So now I'm 19 years old in a marketing team and a marketing call like this with Microsoft executives, marketing executives, all these big positions and big names as a 19
Wow.
who's just recording himself, showing off his personality. And this was the launch of their AI Copilot. So this was very surreal. I was like, wow, like I'm really here. And of course, I got other brand deals, and I was just like, wow, this is something that I built up, and I'm now seeing the results from it. This is something many athletes who still want to play and still do good and well in their sport can do. It's not impossible. So after that, that's when I kind of told my parents and told my family that, hey, like this football thing, I don't think it's for me anymore. I want to put all my time into business and making content for myself and things of that, and continue to do school. So I took a break. I ended up going to my local community college, Collin College, and I took classes there. And while I was taking classes, I was just thinking to myself, like, I enjoy getting brand deals. I enjoy getting money, but ultimately, like, I want to be able to help people who are in my shoes do the same exact thing, who are athletes. So I was like, is there a business or is there anything out yet that can help athletes prepare themselves for NIL? NIL is the Wild West right now. It's going to keep growing and growing and growing. We don't know what it is yet. Not many athletes are be able to be prepared for it. And I was just thinking there should be something that prepares athletes on how to make content, how to secure brand partnerships, how to market themselves, how to pitch themselves, and how to set themselves up for after the sport. And that's what I believe NIL is helping athletes with, not getting Lamborghinis at 21, 22, not living in these nice penthouse apartments. It's about building a resume or a portfolio of some sort, whether it's financial, whether it's digital, and helping them excel in the real world. So that's when I figured out the name Halftime Hustle. You're in the middle of your career. Now's the time to really think about what you want to do, like I did, and hustle for what you want to get. And that's what motivated me to reach out and really have some type of authority to educate parents and educate players and offer services like content marketing, brand development, pitching to brands, so pitch templates and things like that. So that's kind of what got me started with Halftime Hustle. And as far as marketing it, I recently made a video that was shown earlier on this call, teaching and talking to players, helping them relate to where I was coming from, that you don't need to be D1, you don't need to be this big time name to get paid by brands to do what you want to do. And a lot of people saw the value in that. That's what kind of got me on this call today. And that's what kind of got me connected with all these people. I ended up hearing back from tons of parents, tons of players who were interested in working with me and helping them get set up. So that kind of told me I really hit the nail on the head of what I started and what I have going here. So that showed me a lot of it gave me a lot of joy just seeing what I've done, what I experienced, the hard times and the hard moments, all of it being able to turn into a light and something that can help others.
Wait, I just gotta stop you.
For you. Oh,
wait, I gotta applaud him because
yes,
I want to applaud your parents, your mom. I applaud you.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Well, that's the tenacity of how bad do you want it. Making
Yes.
the best of your situation of where you are and being bold enough to say to your parents, I really don't want to do this anymore. I've done it. This is where it's pulling me and this is where I want to go. I have a grandson that is a senior in high school, 6'4" basketball player, and I don't want to play basketball anymore. I want to do coding. You want to do what? All that you money, all that stuff I sold, all that. What you saying? But we had to support him into where he wanted to go and what he wanted to do. And he has written this big business plan of this coding thing that he has made. And he is looking forward to whatever sums of money. But this is what I want to ask you. Somebody had mentioned the Lambos and all the money. I come from a single parent, never really had anything. So now somebody wants to give me some money and they want to give me a car. I never had a car. What is your strategy with that mentality? Because if I haven't had it and it's about to come my way, but you're trying to say, well, maybe you need to go this way or that way. So what's your strategy, especially when you come across
money and
young athletes that's their background?
Yeah, and a lot of that has to do with temptation. So if you're coming from a faith background, a lot of those temptations should already have you grounded enough to where you know that it might look nice, the money coming in and wanting to drive the new BMW and put your mom in that same BMW or get her car. But ultimately, you got to think of what's sustainable and what's the longevity of it all. So you're not going to want to just drop 160,000 off of for one thing that depreciates in value. So from a degree of that high, like of a car, that's not the best business decision. And if you're a true ethical manager of an athlete, whether you're a parent or just a manager in general, you would see that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, and I like that when you said it's not sustainable.
Right.
And that is that is something that you would really have to dig into, because everybody doesn't come from a faith background. Some grind to get it. And everybody got the mentality. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. I mean, they just have that mentality that I got to do or die. And so when you are like giving when you said temptations, of course, the enemy is going to try to dangle everything in your face and make it look real, real good. But, the Father said, if the enemy can give gifts to his kids, I have gifts that I can give to my own. But that is a strategy to have, because you have to think about the mentality of some of our young athletes that are coming up or that are already out there. And this money game is really looking good here.
Yes.
But to have a manager or have someone that can be grounded it is definitely a plus. It's necessary.
It is. And it's not something that's easy to get either. I was just talking about that with one of my former teammates the other day. The path to the NFL, it's 1% because there's so many other external factors that are just genuinely out of your control. You can't have the best manager that you might always feel comfortable and secure with of handling your money, making sure the investments are being put in the right places, or just making sure everyone's intentions are genuine. So many factors that play into it.
So I have a question for you. As if there's this athlete, they're really not they're camera shy, or they just don't really understand the importance of the followers, right? They just want to play. They're not big on turning the camera on them and doing all these things. How would you help them?
That's a good question. It all takes practice ultimately when it comes to being able to present yourself on a camera, being able to talk to a camera and communicate to a camera. but ultimately it depends on what those athletes' goals are. So, for example, if we're talking about a basketball player who's looking to go pro, and he's telling me, "Oh, I'm not trying to post content or get distracted by posting content because I don't want coaches to see me as someone that's not focused. I don't want coaches to think I'm not disciplined, or even to myself." And that's a totally valid statement to have. But on the other hand, is there shouldn't be a reason you're not posting content. Ultimately, when you're posting content, that's just bringing you more exposure. You're getting more exposure than word of mouth. You're getting more exposure than coaches hoping they find your film. Now you're being able to play a game to where you're always putting your video out there in the sea of the athlete niche for a coach to stumble on it. And for an example of how that happened, one of those videos I posted about how I played at Ottawa University and did this and did that, a coach from a D2 in Missouri reached out to my former head coach and was interested in putting me on scholarship to play for him and to do social media for their organization. If you're looking to excel, I would have went NAI all the way to D2. So if you're looking to excel, there's going to be many opportunities posting content instead of being in witness protection, essentially.
Like Big Mama.
Yeah.
Don't use my government name. That's it. The more you put yourself out there, the more you're seen.
Yeah.
But Shannon, when someone is shy, that is a hard thing.
It is.
Everybody doesn't have the gift of gab.
Yeah.
But whatever is for them is for them.
Right.
Because I have three in college, and I'm watching, and they're good. I have a daughter in Loretto, at Texas A&M in Loretto, and then I have a son track at Texas A&M Commerce, and then I have one at Collin. The son play ball, but they're good. Like these jokers are good, but their social media, they're not the posting type. They just now I have an older son. Like this dude got 200 and something or more thousand followers. Well, he's got content left and right, and he used to play professional football, and now he's an actor, and he's tied the two together. He's tied the two together, and he loves it. He will promote. I don't care if it's protein, a protein bar, a protein, whatever it is, and sending him stuff left and right. I mean, he got a whole gym sent to him. I'm like, how'd you get a gym sent to you? Like, they sent him a whole weight room setup, and he set it up in the garage. But his siblings, they're the opposite. They're not into posting. And I know if they would get NIL deals, but they're shy. So I don't push it, and I don't make them feel bad and be like, because you look at so-and-so, they're doing it, and this person's doing it. I just say, like you said, Big Mama, God, what's for them is for them, but they're not a post. They don't like to post. Maybe now they'll post maybe if they had a good game, maybe they might post it. But other than that, just all the time on there writing content, that's not them.
Exactly. And NIL isn't for everyone, or like just even content marketing isn't for everyone. Like you said, like it's more so letting people know they have that resource and they have that opportunity to go down that path, because before then it was kind of you just walk in the dark and see if you can get there. So it's definitely not for everyone, especially if they're more on the shy side, and that's completely fine.
That's the same thing with my son. He played football, and he'll say he gonna post, and we put all this stuff together, and he will not post. I'll be like, is it like not cool to have your? It's almost like this certain age group, they think, oh, if I post too much, it's just backwards. I don't know. It's frustrating. And I'm like, dude, it's called name, image, and likeness. Like, your image needs to be out there to show your personality. Just nobody giving you nothing. If you won't put it out there, you do your, like, he's known for being a good route runner and all that. And I'm like I post more than he does. And sometimes he'll say, Mama, post this. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tag you, but then I wait to put it on my page. I'll be like, well, I'm gonna make the video. You want to just put it on your page? Oh no, you put it on your page, and I'll share it in my.
That's how
somebody told him. They said they went through my tags and saw. They went through his tags and saw all his videos, but it was from my page. And they was like, that needs to be on your. That needs to be your page. Somebody shouldn't have to go on your tag. And they were like, she's doing a good job. Like somebody does do something, it'll be based off them seeing your mom paste in the tags, And
the momager.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what's the deal. That's what that is. But I try to make it where like I want him to put his own self, like his own person, because he is a character. Like outside the football field, he still is a character. And everybody that knows him know it too. I don't know what that be about.
And that's kind of something like in my age group, I feel like we all have these now with social media, it's everyone can have an opinion about you, what you post online. And based on what you post online, they see you in person and they could have assumption and just this impression of you without even meeting you yet. So a lot of that affects the mentality of a lot of kids my age or below in high school. And it could lead to people being subconscious about what they post, friends and family seeing the side of them that they're a little shy about expressing, or friends, classmates, peers seeing the side of them that they're shy about expressing. And I could kind of see where your son's coming from about that. Like he doesn't want to spam his following of people he knows about these different sides of him because he's maybe intimidated that once they see this side of him, they might not like him anymore. Or they might have this.
No, this is a side of my son that, like, he constantly is going viral on all the overtime pages. The rap. I mean, they post the trainer will post him, or he do a workout, or he'll do something in a game, and then it's 300,000-400,000 replies. Like somebody like, who is this kid? You know what I mean? And it's like he been going viral since. 7-on-7 since he was a little boy, really before that. But like he stays on the, what is that page called where they say put him on skates or break their ankle? He on every page with like some routes that he done or some crazy moves. So he ain't tricked like Lamar Jackson, Jerry Judy, and a few other guys. They retweeted all his stuff when they was like, who is it? So he ain't like embarrassed or shy about it. He know he got what it take. He finally opened his TikTok one day. The first day he posted his TikTok, he put like 5 or 6 like releases that he did in routes. It was up there an hour and had 200,000 followers. I mean, not followers, but views. Guys were on there saying, can you please do a video of this? Can you? And I said, Jordan, you need to piggyback off of that because earlier that season, he ran a 67-yard kick return back. So I was like, right now that you've done that, now like, piggyback, people are wanting to see work from you.
Yeah, when the momentum is there, you got to hit it.
And he'll be like, okay. And then I look back at this, I'll be like, you ain't post that.
And some kids, they have a weird thought process like, oh, I don't want to look thirsty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's crazy. But
I think it was at one point we was telling the kids about watch their social media, not to put everything on there. And I don't know if it went in their brains.
We talking about posting guns then, though, violence.
Yeah.
It's good to post your work, but we were telling them, be careful what you post. And coaches would say, watch what you post because don't post fights, don't post guns, don't post gang signs.
Smoking weed or anything.
All that because it would hurt their recruiting, but
right.
That was something that would get you recruited he's coming out of high school at that time. And then, like, even just then, like, you want to get eyes on you, like, who is this guy? So people can follow you while you're in college ball. So, that's another look, So, I mean,
there might be other factors to it. Like Big Mama said earlier, you have to want it. You have to want to be seen. And when you want something that bad, you won't care about looking thirsty. You won't care about spamming. You won't care about all these other opinions or factors or like self. Conscious obstacles.
I think for some athletes, it is the fact of responsibility. Some of them are afraid of success, and they know they're good. They know once they post, they know once they show their content and what they could do. They know people are going to come, but it's the thought of the responsibility and to maintain it. And some of them, I don't think, are mentally There's some that can, and I believe there's some that aren't mentally ready for all of that flood of exposure. Does that make sense? So I believe some of them just go, yeah, I'm not going to post. I'm not going to say nothing. And sometimes I think that the challenge with mine is because of just of life. And me and my daughter had a conversation about that, and I talked about it on the last show, but it's just the responsibility. Like, okay, so what if I mess up? All these people are following me. What if I don't make that shot? What if, I lose the game, I cost the game. So now you've got everybody watching you. So I think some of them, not all, are just, yeah, I'm good. I don't want to deal with that kind of headache. I don't want to deal with that kind of responsibility. So what would you say to a young person who's like, I know I need to post, I want to post, but the fear of success or the fear of everyone pulling and watching me. They don't really, it's not so much I don't care what people think about me, it's just all eyes are on me. Am I really good enough?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the thing that at least I deal with. I sometimes deal with that imposter syndrome. What if everyone who's seen me do the things I'm doing right now, what if halftime hustle or whatever doesn't pan out to what it is? The worst case scenario about being that person, the worst case scenario about chasing something great and getting close to it and dropping is you end up normal. You end up normal. You end up working a job like everyone else. You end up living in the same environment like everyone else. So it all has to do with perspective. And yeah, I can see where she's coming from about you, those opinions and what people think about you and having that platform and all those responsibilities. But something that my dad told me one time was responsibilities it's your ability to respond. So you want to be sharp at life throws at you. So you want to have the ability to respond to people not like you one day. You want to have the ability to respond to fans, money, whatever coming in all at once. So then when you're more experienced and you're older, you can use that experience as a case study to excel you instead of running away from that delayed purpose and teaching moment. Because at the end of the day, all lessons are going to get taught. It's just a matter of time how soon you want to learn them.
That's good.
Wow,
That's
So what would you-
good. So, Chris, you mentioned a couple of things, and I want you to just dive a little deeper, because we want kids or parents that are watching this to get an idea of what they need to do to get themselves started. So, you said you spent one day pitching brands. Tell us what you mean by pitching brands.
Okay. So what I mean by pitching brands is ultimately these brands are a business. These brands don't have money to burn. So you might see a car dealership or Raising Cane's. They have money to burn off of a guy like Eli Manning, Eli Manning, or not Eli Manning, the young one, Arch Manning.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
They have money to burn on a athlete doing a commercial that sounds so unenthusiastic and flat voiced about whatever product they're selling. I buy this, or this is what I use to prepare. That's a waste of money, because audiences only like him because he's Arch Manning, not because he's this athlete and this is a really good product he's paired with. Because I'm sold on that product. If I was selling it, and y'all saw me with that enthusiasm about that product, y'all are gonna be like, oh, it doesn't even look like he enjoys it, or this. So I would honestly, you have to pitch yourself as an athlete, but a content creator as well. So, hey, this company, Nike, I'm a athlete at this school, Ottawa University, K-State, Manhattan, we'll say K-State, a content creator at K-State, but I'm also a college football player here too at this position at this year. Here's some videos I made doing this. Here's a day in the life I made. Here's a video on what I eat in a day as an athlete at K-State University. I'm interested in doing a partnership with you over this product or over this. I think it would really match well with your audience. From then on, you're first telling the brand who you are, what you do, where some content examples to see if what you do is qualified to be paid for, and you just get that partnership locked in or you don't. At the end of the day, the brand's gonna be like, oh no, we're not taking partnerships right now, or a lot of our stuff is unpaid, or it's gonna just be a yes, we'll be happy to work with you. What's your budget? That's the best response you can get from any brand. What's your budget?
Yeah.
Right.
It's just really just putting yourself out there. It's a volume game.
Yeah.
So when you say have some content, you mentioned like what you eat in a day, or give some other ideas to students, like what kind of content like you've used that got people's attention.
So the content I could say that gets people's attention when I was playing was a lot of the lifestyle content. So I like to show high school athletes, younger athletes, or kids my age, the experiences I'm experiencing being at a NAI college in Kansas, away from home. And a lot of the stuff that landed was, for example, a visit video where I'm visiting and sharing people my experience and showing them the locker room, showing them the weight room, the brand new weight room we got, showing them the jerseys. People like to see that stuff. A lot of people might be like, if you're the creator, you're like, oh, I see this every day. I don't see how kids can get excited for this. I see this all the time. No, the kid who's coming from that unfortunate background, who hasn't been around facilities that nice, who hasn't been seeing the other side of that hill, that mountain, they're the ones that are intrigued by athletes posting those videos. So what might look really small to you looks super big to someone else. And videos along just experience telling people about my relationship with my coaches, how they inspired me to do this, how this coach is really cool, and just funny videos. People want to be entertained. It's social media. We all scroll on our phones to get entertained for 6 seconds, and then it's on to the next video.
So real quick, to those who are just watching, kind of just tell us the difference between NIL and collective, and at what point do athletes deal with that? So anybody, parents that's watching, they will know what that means.
Okay. So essentially a collective, from what I believe never experienced, it's where donors and the school, they put money into a basket and they have the power to pay whoever players they need to for whatever reasons or for whatever endorsements they need that player to do for the program, for this, for that, stipend money. So that's kind of where the collective comes from. A lot of smaller schools, they try to replicate that collective process, but it ends up not going too good, because if you don't raise enough, ultimately when that $13,000 that was raised gets spread out to a team of 150 players, each player might be walking out with $13, not that much money. They're not walking out with that much money. The NIL thing, though, is you're basically getting paid for who you are, your leverage, what value you can bring to whoever. So that's the main difference, because a collective, you can be a really good player, you can be giving a lot to the program, but that's not going to be identified because you're getting money out of a hat that has to be equally shared. Versus NIL, you're leveraging your unique direction or your unique pitch.
Yeah, I want to say again, because I don't know if Andre is your
dad. That's why dad.
That we want to say, Mr. Andre, you have a phenomenal son. He's done a great job on this interview and explaining his process, and I'm sure that he could help mentor so many other players who might be struggling with giving up sports and going into something else that they may love. He has a very good understanding about the processes that he went through and why he went through them and all of that. And I just want to applaud you as a father and in him. He's a great kid. He's going to be able to help a lot of athletes.
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to say, add to that, the wisdom that
yes,
because you made a decision and you were okay. I'm not saying it was easy, but that decision of, okay, I don't want to play no more, like the realistic of the 1%, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't some athletes don't even know how to handle that because all they know is football, all they know is basketball, all they know is sports. So to not make that 1%, they don't mentally, emotionally, and spiritually know how to deal with it, especially if they come from a home where it's the parents aren't helping them deal with it and they put all their eggs in one cart in their child, right? But for you to make a decision to look at everything and go, okay, do I continue to keep doing this? And I know that 1% is kind of, it's there, but it's not there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or do I take this vehicle? The football field got me to this vehicle now. And then do I use this vehicle to help others? Because we did a interview. We was at the AT&T Stadium, and I interviewed Deion Sanders' oldest son. And I asked him a question about transitioning because he does media. And how was it? Because being the oldest of Dion, the expectation of him to play probably was very strong. Very, you went to what, SMU, right? Didn't he go to SMU?
Yes.
And so the expectation of him to play probably was like really high. And I said, how does it feel, or how was it for you? Now you're watching your two brothers, and what's the journey like been for you? And he even said it was not that easy, but he took media, what he knew he was good at, and now he's got this big media company. So my hat's off to you that you can help other athletes that'll come to you and say, hey, I want to do this, but then that realistic conversation I believe you'll have with them is like, okay, let's look at 1% and where you are, right? Like we've got to have those kind of conversation with these athletes and not keep gaslighting them that they're all going to make that 1%.
And that's honestly one of the most taboo conversations you can have in a locker room or to any type of player, because especially as a parent, you don't want to tell your kids the unrealistic expectation there is. As a teammate, you don't want to tell your teammate the unrealistic expectation there is. So I ultimately believe I can't sit here and say quitting was easy. It wasn't. If everyone goes through that identity crisis to where it's like, well, who am I now? I've been doing this for 9 years. Throughout the fall, I've been busy worried about practice, watching film, meetings, early morning weights, runs, conditioning. Now I'm on my own schedule. I'm on my own time. There's two ways to go about that. When you're on the ground, you either get back up or you stay there. And some people, they think when you're on the ground, you have to stay there. You don't. I think I have this funny kind of thing I have where it's pain makes purpose. If something slaps you hard enough, you have two ways to go about it. You're either going to get them back or you're going to forgive them and use that pain to go another direction. And that's kind of what quitting football kind of made me do. It was like, wow, like this is a ugly one-sided breakup. I'm now back at home. I'm not in a big school anymore. I'm now back at home living with parents, and I'm not around people my age. It's very easy to feel isolated and like you go through a lot of mental things and roadblocks. But if anything, it helped me learn how to elaborate with my thoughts. It learned how to elaborate with my goals in life, what I want out of this life, the experiences I want, what I value. So it's a very long process to get away from that identity. But ultimately, like the flowers don't grow without rain. So that's what it comes down to.
Wow. Big Mama, you muted. Yes.
I said that is so true. Flowers do not grow. There is purpose in any amount of pain, and you just have to forge ahead with it. So shout out to you, Cristian, because you are doing an amazing job. You even put some things on Big Mama's mind. Wait a minute. All I need is a phone and I can't write. But, use what you have in your hand. Use what's within you. And I think that's one of the best gifts we can give our children is an experience, and teaching them to know that they have to define who they are, not to give that power to anyone else to define who you are. And I tell you, you have done an amazing job. Shout out to Mr. Ball, Miss Ball.
Yeah, my mom's in the chat too. She's Christina Rocha. That's my mom.
Okay.
Oh, Miss Christina, good job.
Christina probably say Miss Ball. Girl, don't do. So that's Big Mama, baby. I'm sorry about that, Christina. But baby, that's why I don't get my government name. But yeah, so shout out to you guys that your parents have done a phenomenal job with you, and you are a great young man. And so I'm gonna take you to what we call rapid fire. It's just a little game segment. First thing you think, one word to describe the NIL.
Wild and unpredictable.
Okay. Instagram or TikTok, what's the best platform for athletes?
TikTok.
The first brand every athlete should partner with.
Sports drinks.
Sports drinks. What is the best NIL success story that you've seen so far?
My very first athlete to ever join Halftime Hustle, which is Solomon, who landed a deal within a month.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wow.
So what's the number one hustle skill every athlete needs?
A unreasonable amount of volume and consistency.
Listen, anything that's going to be great, you got to be consistent.
Yeah.
So thank you for playing that rapid fire.
Yeah.
All right, it's back to Karen and Shannon.
All right, you guys. Don't forget, those who are watching, don't forget to share, tag, comment, tell somebody about what them sports moms are over there doing, and invite them to like our page. We got something to say over here. As you see, we are all about helping to share wisdom and knowledge to our parents and to our athletes. And so, Chris, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really, really appreciate your wisdom and everything about you. And like I said, when we have that Sports Mom Conference next year, I'll be reaching out to you, and I would love for you to come and be one of the speakers to help our young people.
Awesome. Thank you so much for you guys having me. I enjoyed it.
We enjoy you. Yeah, great young man. Christina Rocha. I ain't going to get it wrong next time. All right, y'all have a good night.
All right,
bye, you guys. Thank you,
have
Chris.
a good night.
Great job.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Let's go.